Hello, and if you were just joining us for Lunch and Learn with Lunch, let me say that again. If you're just joining me for Lunch and Learn Live with Lynn, it's a mouthful. I am sorry we had a little bit of a network outage. So much for technology. It's so fun to be part of the tech world. So, welcome, and I'm glad you are here tuning in to 4 Social Security tips, but not just any Social Security tips. Today, we're talking about spousal Social Security tips, and I'm also going to be giving a little bit on survivor benefits. So, let's talk about Social Security in regards to being a spouse. So, understanding these benefits can make a really huge difference in your retirement planning. I'm going to break down how each benefit works, share some tips on how to maximize your Social Security spousal benefits, and walk you through 2 real life case studies to see these concepts in action. So let's get this party started because Social Security, as we all know, is so very important. So, first up, let's just talk about spousal Social Security benefits. If you're married, you may be able to receive up to 50% of your spouse's Social Security benefit, depending upon when you claim. And this is key. So, one of the misconceptions is that whenever you claim spousal Social Security, if 50% of your spouse's primary insurance amount or PIA, if that amount is greater than 100% of your own, you can get 50%. Well, you can get up to 50%, but you only get that 50% at your full retirement age. So if you claim 62, 63, 64, let's say your full retirement age is 67, one born after 1960, that is full retirement age. So let's assume you claim before that, you're going to get less than 50%. So very understand that. Now, this benefit is available to spouses even if you've never worked, okay? But it must be lower than that spousal amount. And like I said, you can start it as early as 62 as a spouse, but it will reduce the amount you receive, okay, in increments, all right? Just like if you were to claim your own benefit at 62, it's about 70% less than if you waited till your full retirement age, all right? Very important. I actually have a ton of resources on this that you can access, and I'll share those resources at the end of today's live. Now, I want to talk about survivor benefits. If your spouse passes away, you may be eligible for survivor benefits, which can be as much as 100% of your deceased spouse's Social Security benefit. Okay. Again, full retirement age Social Security benefit. You can start claiming as early as age 60 in this case, or even 50 if you're disabled. However, like spousal benefits, claiming early, so before your full retirement age, will reduce the amount you receive. Okay. Survivor benefits can be especially critical if your spouse was the higher earner. And one thing to note on spousal benefits is you can start claiming your own and then switch to those survivor benefits and vice versa. Okay. So what's the difference between spousal and survivor benefits? Well, the main difference is the amount. Like I said, 50% for spousal. And to get spousal benefits, you need to be married for at least a year. For survivor benefits, at least 9 months. Okay. The 10 years, which people talk about, that is for ex-spousal benefits. All right. 10 years for ex-spousal benefits. Now, you can't claim both survivor benefits and spousal benefits at the same time. If you're eligible for both, you'll receive whichever amount is higher. So understanding these basic Social Security rules around survivor benefits and spousal benefits is really important because there's so many things that people don't understand. Number one, that they think 50% anytime that you claim, which is not the case. So let's bring these concepts to life with a real world example. So we've got Susan. She's a 65-year-old woman who's married to John. And John has been the primary earner, and his full retirement age benefit amount is $2,000. Okay, $2,000 a month. Susan's own benefit based on her work history is $800 a month. So in this case, Susan has a choice. She can start claiming her spousal benefit now or wait until her full retirement age. If she claims now at age 65, she'll receive a reduced spousal benefit of about $925 a month. But if she waits until her full retirement age of 66, she'll receive the full 50% of John's benefit, which is $1,000 per month. So by waiting just over a year, Susan can increase her benefit by $75 per month for the rest of her life. So in this case, Susan and John decide to wait, ensuring they maximize Susan's spousal benefit while John delays his own benefit until age 70, further increasing their Social Security income. Now, it's important to note that you can't claim your spousal benefit until your spouse starts collecting Social Security. All right. With ex-spouse, your ex-spouse does not have to be claiming Social Security, but he must, in this case, but he must be 62 and you have to have been divorced at least 2 years. So Social Security doesn't make any of this clear, any of this easier. Lots of different distinctions between the marital statuses and ages and timelines, and that's why I put together a Social Security kit to make it really straightforward and easy for women to find the information that they need. I've spent a ton of time researching all of this, becoming very knowledgeable about Social Security myself, and I gathered that kit. And you can get that kit at hersocialsecurity.com if you would like to invest in saving yourself a ton of time digging around the Social Security website or Google to find this information. Now let's meet Mary, who's widowed. Different scenario. Mary is a 68-year-old widow. Mary's husband, Tom, passed away 2 years ago. Tom was the higher earner with a benefit amount of $2,500 per month. Mary's own benefit based on her work history is $1,200 per month. So after Tom's passing, Mary became eligible for survivor benefits. So her choice was to claim the survivor benefit as early as age 60, but she knew that by waiting till her full retirement age, she would receive 100% of Tom's benefit. So in this case, Mary chose to delay her claim until she turned 66, at which point she switched from her own $1,200 benefit to the higher $2,500 benefit. So this decision gave Mary an additional $1,300 per month. Now, a lot of this comes down, in terms of timing. If you need the money, when you need the money, and that's one of the key factors. Or, people say, well, yeah, I'd like to claim early, whether it's on your own, spousal, survivor, but the amount that I'm going to get is not enough. I need to keep working. So that is another big decision. And I actually have a decision tree in the kit that walks you through a bunch of questions to help you determine when you take Social Security, regardless of the strategy that you're planning to use, your own, spousal, survivor, you name it. All right, so let me review some important tips, and I want to make one other distinction because I think this is also a little confusing. When you claim your own, and let's say you switch, technically you're switching the type of benefit, but let's assume, I don't know, let's just assume you were getting $1,000 of your own benefit and you were going to switch over to your spousal benefit. Well, technically what Social Security does is they top off your benefit with the additional spousal benefit that you are owed. So let's assume 50% was $2,000. Your 50% spousal benefit at full retirement age was $2,000. You get your own $1,000 plus a top off of $1,000 to get to that $2,000 amount. So that's a little distinction. It's at the end of the day, the amount is 50%. It's just how Social Security chooses to give it to you. So they're giving you yours plus a top off. And I apologize if there's background noise. So I have one of those iRobots, and I turned it on this morning, and it goes and perks itself and rests, and then it goes back out and vacuums. And right now it's directly over my head cleaning while I'm doing what I enjoy. So if you don't have an iRobot, you should definitely get one, but they're a little loud. So I apologize if there's background noise. It is nothing more than my iRobot wandering around my hardwood floors. So let's talk about some tips. This is one of the joys of going live, right? You can't count on what's going to happen in the background. Tip number one, wait until your full retirement age to get the full 50% spousal benefit between 66 and 67, depending upon your year of birth. If you're born after 1960, your full retirement amount is 67. Another quick point I want to make here is when you are claiming spousal benefits, I've heard people say, well, I'm going to wait until my husband's going to wait until 70. And from 67, let's say, is your full retirement age to 70, you get these additional credits for waiting. So instead of 100% at 67, if you wait till 70, you get 124% of your amount. So it's going to go up 8% each year that you wait beyond 67. Those are additional credits. So I had women say, well, I will just wait and claim my spousal benefit until my husband is 70 because I'm going to get an additional, 24% added on top. No. Spousal Social Security, you're maxed out at full retirement age. Okay. So his benefit at full retirement age. So you will not get the benefit of those additional years. However, with survivor benefits, you do get the additional credits beyond age 67. Okay. All right. Number two, maximize your spouse's benefit. If your spouse delays their Social Security benefits until age 70, their benefit and your benefit, his benefit's going to go up, but yours isn't. So this is a way to maximize your spouse's benefit in this case, or your own, right? It's good if you're going to collect your own to know that if you wait until 70, you get additional, 8% per year, plus cost of living increases. Tip number three, consider divorce spousal benefits. If you're divorced, you can still claim spousal benefits based on your ex's record, provided, like I said, your marriage lasted 10 years or more. And so many people think, okay, I'm going to claim on my ex-spouse. How will that impact his or her benefit? Well, it won't. Okay, there's no impact on his benefit. There's no impact if he gets remarried. Two ex-spouses can still claim. It's one of the situations in Social Security that could change because you could have more than one spouse claiming. And also, your ex-spouse will never know. He's not notified if you claim on his benefit. So some women are worried, maybe they were in a bad marriage and they don't want their spouse to come and get mad. And so, yeah, he won't know also. Tip number four, coordinating benefits between both spouses. So make sure you coordinate your claiming strategy with your spouse. Sometimes it's better for the higher earner to delay benefits while the lower earner claims earlier. But remember, if you claim before your full retirement age, your 50% is reduced. Okay, so you might want to consider waiting till full retirement age and then switching over to your spouse's benefit. And the good thing about switching or adding it on is probably the better term because you're going to add on that additional amount. You're waiting for the spouse's benefit to grow. And in that respect, you're going to be able to take that spousal benefit and be locked into a higher benefit for life. Okay. Each situation is unique, so plan accordingly. So I know there's a couple questions. Could you check my understanding? If I wait until 72, max benefit age to claim. Well, the max benefit age to claim is 70. My husband can still claim earlier. Yeah, if you wait till 70, absolutely. But just keep in mind that if he, claims before full retirement age, that 50% is reduced. Our household benefit will be his plus mine. Yes. So basically, again, he would get, let's say he claims his own and then he switches to spousal benefit. They just top off his amount to equal the percentage that he's entitled to of the spousal benefit. Okay. I don't understand the 50%. So let's assume your husband's full retirement age benefit was $3,000. You're eligible to get 1,500 of that at your full retirement age, assuming that 1,500 is more than your own. Okay. Hopefully that is clear. All right. If you were to claim at 62, it's about 71.5% of that 50%. So it's reduced. It's basically a penalty for claiming before your full retirement age. Social Security wants to encourage people to wait to claim any type of benefit till full retirement age. Okay. Yes, one of you will only get 50% of the other's benefit. Okay. So oftentimes for women in this case, 100% of their own benefit is more than 50% of their spouses at their full retirement age. Um, where the game changes a little bit is in survivor benefits. And you can claim survivor benefits on an ex-spouse, a current spouse, because if you're at your full retirement age, that's 100%. So in this case, instead of that 1,500, if your spouse were to pass, you could get 3,000. That's a game changer for some people, of course. So anyway, as you saw with Susan and Mary in the example I was just being asked about, a well-planned strategy can make a big difference, and that's why it's best to be very intentional about your Social Security. For many people, Social Security represents 30 to 50% of their retirement income sources. That's what it was intended to be, is 30 to 50%. It wasn't intended to be 100% of people's retirement income sources. We were supposed to, either have a pension or get 401k or save for retirement outside of Social Security. Fact of the matter is, that's all some women in this case, because I talk about her retirement, that might be all they have, and they really don't have a choice to wait until full retirement age. They need the money at 62. But also keep in mind that if you take it at 62, you can't earn more than $22,320 in 2024. It goes up every year, or your Social Security is reduced $1 for every $2 you earn. So in many cases, if you're working and earning a good living, it doesn't make sense to take Social Security early because you do get that income penalty. My benefit is much bigger than my husband's. Yeah, so if that's the case, you're going to keep your own, or maybe he wants to claim 50% of yours. All right. So, as I always like to say, I want people to like and subscribe to my channel so you're notified when I post a new video, because I do post videos, or when I go live every Thursday at 12:15, and I talk about a different topic. Obviously, this week was about Social Security. And so if you want to have all that information at your fingertips, I do have a Social Security kit at hersocialsecurity.com. It's super reasonable, and it will eliminate you kind of digging around for all this information. It's a great decision tree. There's some strategies and tips for women specifically. And then you can also request it's a fee-based Social Security analysis, but it really takes a look at all of your income sources and determines what your best strategy is and how to maximize your benefit. So you're welcome, Angela. I'm glad you found it helpful. And I do post a ton of videos, really short ones on TikTok. I do cross post those over here on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I also have a podcast that I post every other week. I do a podcast, and I have a ton of free resources on the Her Retirement website, because I do believe that when women know more, they can have more and they can live more, because at the end of the day, money is important, but it's more important to go out and maximize your time, right? I always say that freedom is the new flex, right? It's not the big house and the expensive car and, all these status symbols. Freedom is the new flex, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. And I would, I would love for that, freedom for every woman. And if we can't technically be as financially free as we want to be, I believe with the right information and the right strategies, we can all be a little bit better off than before you found her retirement. So that's my hope. And I'm all about getting her done, as I say all of the time. So just going to check my notes and make sure there wasn't anything else that I wanted to share with you all. I took a bunch. So throw in the chat if you do have any other questions. Again, you have to be married for at least 1 year to get spousal benefits. And if you are an ex-spouse, 10 years, and for survivor benefits, it's 9 months. And let me just look. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Social Security, for each year you wait up until full retirement age, you get 100% of your benefit. If you were able and willing to wait till age 70, it's 124%. But there's a crossover point between claiming as soon as you can and waiting until 70. In order for it to pay off to wait in the current system, you have to think, okay, I'm going to live into my early 80s. And some people just are like, yeah, I don't have that kind of longevity in my family. I don't want to wait. I'm going to take it as soon as I can or as soon as I stop working. Because the other factor that comes into play with Social Security is Medicare doesn't kick in until 65. So if you don't have insurance between 62 and 65, then you have to work somewhere where you can at least get your insurance. And therefore, if you're working, then maybe you don't claim your Social Security. It really, really all depends. But be careful again. If you're planning to switch over to your spousal benefit, make sure that if you claim your own at 62 and switch, you will not get the full 50%. So that's another incentive to wait until full retirement age. So I'm just looking over, let's see. Yeah, some people say that, they could basically have the spouse, spouse wouldn't have to be collecting their benefit, but that is no longer the case. That actually went away. So in order for you to collect your spousal benefit, your spouse has to be collecting. So just want to make sure you understand that. And yeah, women that don't have any Social Security work history, they're included in this. And this is actually one of the very, very valuable benefits of Social Security is if you have, zero work history, and you wait till your full retirement age, you're still, let me go back. I want to explain this concept because it's important. So let's assume your husband, in this case, claims his Social Security early. All right. And you want to wait until your full retirement age and claim your spousal benefit. Well, will you be penalized because your husband claimed his benefit early? In other words, let's say his full retirement amount was $2,000, just to make the math simple, and he claimed at 62, he's going to get 70% less. So he's going to get $1,400. But you want to wait till your full retirement age, okay, to get the max 50%. Will you get 50% of the $1,400? Or will you get 50% of his full retirement amount, his full retirement benefit? Good news is you will get 50% of his full retirement amount, even if he claimed at 62. So that's a good thing to know, all right? So if your spouse claims early, he has to be claiming for you to claim, but you decide to wait till full retirement age, you will get 50% of his full retirement benefit amount, not the benefit he decided to claim at. All right. So that's another important note that I think gets lost, in all of the details in the crazy system complex system that they created. And don't get me started on Medicare. That's even more confusing. But I do have some Medicare videos. So please go check out all of my recorded lives. I think I have like 19 or 20 on different topics, and tune in every Thursday at 12:15 for a different topic. And check out my podcast and my blog and my TikTok channel and all the other videos here and the resources at Her Retirement. So thank you, everyone. Here's to knowing more, having more, and living more, and getting her done. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me at lynnt@herretirement.com. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have about Social Security or retirement planning. Have a great day.